Hi everyone, it's Peter from PS Sound, and this is going to be a short walk around video to show a very simple system in this B-Class Mercedes. It's 2017, isn't it? 17. The owner is right behind me just nodding. You can say it.
Yeah, definitely.
You can say. So we could consider it as a little family car upgrade. Nice and simple. That's what we thought it would be. Nice and simple. It was way more complicated than first anyone thought that, and that's another reason why I want to show it to people, because if someone has a B-Class, then get ready for double the amount of work that's required. So we fitted a match line amplifier, a match up 8 DSP, so it's an H&L amplifier that runs two-way active front end, rear doors, so that's 4 channels for the front end, 2 channels for the rear doors, and 2 channels for a dual voice call prefab sub box. That's sold by Helix, and it looks awesome. And for the money, it's crazy. I don't even understand how they can make it. And it's well constructed. Has a port on the side, a 10-inch slim. Hang on, if I can lift it up by one hand. A 10-inch slim sub with a protective grille, and Velcroed feet for the box. So once it goes down, it doesn't slide anywhere. Unless you have crazy cornering and race driving. The back also has a nice connector, so it's easy to disconnect it if needed. There's a quick connector there. You can see the cable going in with ferrules for the dual voice call. So this way it can be run from 2 stereo channels, because this 8 channel, and now I need your help because we put the shopping tray in. So we have to show that mega size amplifier down there. So that's what's running everything right now. All those 8 channels. We prepared the system for an additional monoblock, which would allow us to free up 2 channels, and then we could go freeway for the front end in the future, because that makes the most sense. But we started this project as simple upgrade, keeping everything factory looking, and also keeping the budget relatively low to have an effective, big impact and a huge upgrade compared to the factory, because the factory was, I can't even really rate it, can I? Don't even put it on a 1 to 10 scale. It's just, it was bad. It was good for news and navigation, nothing else. So where the shopping, that plastic box was before, we just put a board down, bolted it down into riv nuts. That just sits on the top, and once now the floor goes down, you have to push it a bit forward in order to, that's it, and it drops. Yeah, because the floor in this car can be raised, and it can go in line with that raised level, and then it can be flush. But this way, it's just a bit more practical. Yeah, that's shallow enough to still put stuff around it on the top of it. Yeah, it's definitely a great solution, and for the money, it's crazy. So at the door we have Focal. Which range was that? Because we had it on the shelf. The PS range, coax, I think, 5 1/4, and 5 1/4 ES1 130 from Focal. Actually, you can see it through the grille. And the tweeter is hiding in factory location. So all that looks very simple, and people would think, you know, why did I say at the beginning of the video that it was complex? It doesn't look like that, but the reality is that you don't know what you have until what you face until you take door cards off. And yeah, this car had 6.5s originally in the door, everywhere, all 4 doors. But the factory speaker was designed in a way that the mounting is part of the construction of the speaker, and it shrinks down to a smaller size. And actually it's riveted from the back. So if you want to just take the factory speaker off, you have to take the whole inner skin off, but the inner skin is riveted on. It's not bolted on. There's no surface for like servicing or anything like in other cars, getting to the window mechanism. The whole inner skin is one piece, and it has to be drilled off. All the 11 riv nuts have to be drilled out. You have to take the gloss out, the whole inner skin out. Everything has to come apart just so you can get to the speaker and you can take it off. And then you realize that you can't mount a normal aftermarket 6.5-inch driver in that space, because there's just no landing for the buffle or the mounting ring to bolt it to anything. So we had to go down to 5.25, and actually these focals sound good for that. They have plenty of kick bass. We don't lack anything. They measure well in this small car. But at least this way we had great access to the outer skin, and then we went bananas. So we deadened all 4 doors crazily. We had closed cell foam on the doors as well. Throughout 10mm closed cell foam on the outer skin, which usually cannot be done on most cars when you don't have access to it, but in this one we had full access. Then the inner skin was deadened from both sides as well. That was very, very tedious work, because just all the small pieces applied on it, yeah, that takes, yeah, it's a lot of faff. And mounting 1-inch birch ply rings using all machined bolts, all stainless gear. So this way now everything is put back to factory standard, but at least the inner skin has riv nuts and bolts, so it's serviceable. It can always be taken apart, because it's crazy, you know, if someone, let's say, has the factory speaker dying for whatever reason, and someone wants to just get it changed for even the cheapest thing costing 30-40 pounds, the labor on it can be several hundreds to get it done. For one person it's going to take way more than a day if it's done properly. Of course, many things can be butchered and screwed up, or it can be riveted back, to be fair, but it's not the right thing. When you are at that stage, you want to fit riv nuts and then bolts, and then from that point on it's always, you know, it's always serviceable. We had daily updates from this car, so if you want to check out what work was actually going into this and all the little tricks and tips, how we isolated that trim panel for the tweeter, how the tweeter was mounted, things like that, then check out the description in the video. Then you can see a link to Patreon where we share daily updates, weekly topics, RTA evaluations. Probably the RTA evaluation of this car is going to go up there as well, so people can see how this system measures from all the factory locations, how the sub measures. So that's pretty much where we are. Oh, one thing I didn't mention, the source. So this match amplifier can come with harnesses and looms, so it's all plug and play to the factory head unit. Taking this apart wasn't even the easiest job, that's for sure, to get to the head unit. So now we are running literally plug and play. Nothing was cut, everything can be reversed back to factory. But in order to get better source quality, we also added a HD Bluetooth module to the DSP amplifier, so we can stream directly to the DSP, and then we can control everything with this small conductor that got designed and 3D printed, trimmed with Alcantara, similar looking material like this. This is actually not Alcantara, I just learned these days. You know that?
No, I thought it was the same.
No, it's not Alcantara, it's
Sweet.
Eddie found it, and someone also linked it to us on Patreon. Something like Dynamica or something like that.
Yeah, that's the wood Mercedes uses, yeah.
Yeah, so it's really nice to the touch, similar to Alcantara, nice and soft, and probably easy to clean as well. And probably it's more friendly. Although I'm not sure what Alcantara is made of.
Yeah, I found this cleaning very good, easy
Yeah.
for my little one.
So we use similar Alcantara in there, although it's so dark in that it doesn't make much difference what that's trimmed with, but it's really nice and easy. So the main, what you can see now with white, that's the master level, which can be put up because volume can be controlled then from the with the head unit, or from the phone when we are streaming. If you press it once, you have sub level. You can adjust the sub level here a bit more. That's a bit boomy. And party level, you know, there's like 3 o'clock, that's linear, so we still have a bit of headroom from that little pocket amplifier. Or if you don't want so much bass, you can still turn it back. Then here you have rear fill, so you can control the rear doors, which was set up 2 different ways. I mentioned it many times in the videos. If we have rear fill, we can set it up normally, where the rear fill plays exactly the same signal as the front doors, especially if you have rear passengers. Or it can be set up as differential, when it doesn't play anything mono, and it sounds more like an effect speaker, and it gives you more room information. It sounds a bit reverby, and it's quite cool. Many people love it. And then that can also be then controlled here the level can be set to personal liking. So that's it, and that's why we have two presets. So first preset with the rear doors running full range, and the second when it's running differential, and when it turns to red you have no more presets. But you could have, technically you could have, I think, 10 presets. So plenty to play with. You just hold it for 2 seconds and it changes preset. So that easy. After 5 seconds it goes back to the main. There you go. We are back to the main. It can be shut. Everything is hidden. So simple as that. Simple factory upgrade. Nothing exciting, but it's gonna be exciting to drive back home with it, because it definitely sounds a million times better than what you came with. For a two-way, yes, it has its limitations. If you want to check the RT evaluation, as I mentioned, check out the link to it on Patreon. Then you can see what difficulties you can have given by the location of the speaker when it plays mid-range so low onto your leg. But overall, we tuned it and we got the best out of it. It's spectrally nice and linear, nice and balanced. Same way as I always say, vocal is not harsh, just people cannot set it up. Was it harsh to you?
No, it sounds very natural.
Yeah, it's detailed, smooth. It does sound harsh when it's just put in. You have so big peaks, especially as it's mounted behind the grill and a bit further away. I don't even think we can see through the grill if you can focus on it. No, it doesn't want to focus on it, no. But the tweeter is a bit further back, so you have several layers and diffraction and everything that plays a role. Plus the cabin. So to the time the sound gets to you from there, yeah, it can sound harsh. But once it's fully tuned with an RTA and it's tuned linear, it sounds beautiful. So here we are, nice and simple, family car, daily upgrade. What can we call it? We will probably call it.
I'll call it a very discreet install.
Okay, we may title it like that. There you go. But we still have the option to upgrade it. We have the option for expansion, because that H&N amplifier has an extra output to your sub, so it's a 9-channel DSP. We can add a monoblock, so then the sub can run from the monoblock, and then those 2 channels running this now can be used for running three-way, and then that will definitely transform the system 100%. So here we are, hopefully you liked it. If you have a B-Class, get ready for the hours that will go into it if you want to do it properly. Or don't even start taking the door apart. But once it was taken apart, it had to be done properly. And just, it's a lot of time. Because then also, battery has to be taken off when you have to take seats out. The cable, we didn't even show you, the cable had to run right in the middle underneath the carpet. So all the seats were out. But when you have to put the battery back for certain things like dropping the window, when you have to put the window back or take it out, things like that, you have to move the window mechanism so you can drop the window back to the right place. Then seats have to go back, plug them in so you don't get any fault light on the car, you know, any airbag lights. Or yeah, if you have OBD and you can clear it, happy days. But yeah, we don't have OBD for every single manufacturer's car. So yeah, it's a lot of faff, taking seats in and out, and all that. But well, it's been done, and you saw the daily updates. Yeah, most people don't even know. Owners know that we send daily updates to clients so they can see the progress each day. Or if we do something that may not go the direction that they want, then they can have the chance to say that, hey, how about if we do this, we do that. Just like you mentioned that we would have to do something with the plastic shopping force flow, or
the Mercedes shopping box.
Yeah, so that way we leave everything out of, you know, surprise. I don't want people turning up and that's not quite how I planned it or how I thought it would be. I never want that situation. That's the worst. When you come at the end, I want you to be confident that you will get exactly everything the way you wanted it, right?
Definitely.
You can say that. So here we are. I'm going to leave this video here. Check out the description, guys. You can see links. Also at the end of the video, you can see those pop-up links to playlists, probably explained video playlists. Then you can see many other cars explained and some other fancy videos. Check out the channel. Feel free to share it, comment, all the usual things. And we will see you in the next one. Take care.